Welcome back to Meta Motivation Monday with the master of the MetaVerse. First time viewers, hit those likes, shares, and please leave a comment below. And please help me pay it forward. So, we're going to bring it to you live here every week, 6 p.m. every Monday, to give you some motivation into this transition of the world with the MetaVerse. Everybody believes the metaverse is just Facebook related, but you're going to find that there's many companies involved, and many different aspects of the metaverse coming into fruition. And one that we're talking about today is education. I want to know what everybody thinks. I had some interesting conversations with a few friends of mine this week about if homeschooling is now probably better for kids nowadays. I come from a time where uh, homeschooling, you're missing out. Your kids aren't getting the full effect if you're being homeschooled. But there's so many variables. There's so many things happening today with education, and so the argument now is being presented out there that is it better for children to be homeschooled now? The tools are being provided, and I know every parent has that's a very sensitive issue when it comes to education with our kids. But I think this is something that we have to talk about. This is something that we have to put on the table. This is something that uh, needs to be discussed, okay, in case other events happen in the future. And I just want to be prepared. I want to be prepared, and I want to make an open platform for anybody to come on here and join me to talk about the situation as far as uh, what the education system is like now, what you think it is, what it's doing for our kids now, and how it can be changed or how it can be improved. Okay, and so I want to keep it as rated G as possible here on my channel. But if we have to dig into the truth, we dig into the truth. I, for one, don't want my kids to be distracted by anything other than education. I want to explore how the metaverse presents a unique opportunity to provide an experience for our kids for active learning.
So, we're gonna have an astrophysicist in the family.
Actually, I have to write this paper. Will you help me?
Let's take a closer look. What part of the solar system are we talking about?
Saturn.
If you were taking astrophysics, you could study in the metaverse.
Did you know the rings are made up of billions of icy particles?
Really?
Look at this.
You ready to do that paper now, right?
Yeah.
In the metaverse, you'll be able to teleport not just to any place, but any time as well. Ancient Rome. Imagine standing on the streets, hearing the sounds, visiting the markets, to get a sense of the rhythm of life over 2,000 years ago. Imagine learning how the Forum was built by actually seeing the Forum get built.
So please, if you had a chance to watch that, please let me know what you think. The grandmother and her granddaughter, they were wearing just smart glasses, and through an augmented reality experience, they were to experience a more immersive way to learn, a more active way of learning. And obviously, if you saw a different way of experiencing ancient Rome, the way that they built these buildings, a different way of architecture, these are the exciting ways. These are the things that I'm interested in that I think are exciting now. Obviously, we can go through the pros and cons, and I'm not encouraging that we spend more time putting our face into these instruments. I just want to pay attention and see that it's going to be part of our lives. So let's read into a couple articles here to help us further explain what we're talking about here. This is from Brookings.edu. Okay, a whole new world. Education meets the metaverse. The metaverse is upon us. Soon it will be as omnipresent as TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, now Meta. As technology advances to bring us new immersive and imaginary worlds, how we educate children and prepare teachers must also advance to meet these new opportunities. Today, as the metaverse infrastructure is still under construction, researchers, educators, policymakers, and digital designers have a chance to lead the way rather than get caught in the undertow. To leverage the potential of the metaverse as a 3D global, interconnected, immersive, and real time online space, we need new ways to connect the physical world with augmented and virtual reality experiences. Wow. Okay, so like we're talking about here on my channel, we are talking about the experience side of metaverse. But a lot of companies are going to get involved with virtual and augmented reality to make it possible. So there's an investment side to it as well. How could the metaverse impact education? Now, this is huge. One part of the reason why I started to study this niche and get involved and jump in is because I know it's the world that my son is going to live in. I know it's something that he is going to experience, and I'm not so willing just to throw him out there. Okay, and so what I want to do as a father is I want to experience it myself. I want to understand it. I want to know it. I want to know what world he is going to be experiencing. Okay, and so that's part of the reason why I have decided to do some research on the metaverse. So let's read into 6 ways the metaverse can positively impact learning and capability building. Number 1, we can learn and connect in an immersive virtual campus. Learning has already begun to move from physical classrooms to more virtual and blended spaces. The metaverse facilitates an immersive campus life where learners wearing VR headsets enter a virtual campus or a university to learn, explore, and socialize. These digital experiences can truly democratize education by bringing people from geographically dispersed locations and varied economic backgrounds together to learn in a cost-effective, flexible, and quicker duration. For example, in September of 2023, the planned Kenya KAIST virtual campus, located 60 kilometers from the capital city of Nairobi, will allow the institution to extend their reach across continents, allowing students to learn together on cutting-edge topics without having to leave their home countries. Now, wow. People that have challenges, right? That's what I appreciate about these tools is it's going to give the opportunities for low-income people or for low-income communities to still have a chance to have high education learning and high active learning. And that's one benefit from that. Number 2, enhance real-world skilling in virtual and hybrid environments. Okay, the metaverse provides experimental embodied skilling opportunities using real-world scenarios and high-pressure situations where you can make mistakes without consequence. Fantastic. It combines VR with data science and spatial design to improve learner engagement, confidence, and application. Some examples of benefits of training in the metaverse include experimental learning. Pharmaceutical leader Novartis trains life-saving lab skills with high-fidelity multiplayer VR simulation. Students step into a virtual lab to interact with instructors and practice welding tubes, removing bag caps, and labeling bags with unlimited do-overs. Okay, and that makes sense. You want to make mistakes virtually, not in real life, right? Whoa. Okay, mind blown. Let's go on to number 3. Explore different worlds through visualizations and storytelling. Visualizations and storytelling are 2 hallmarks of a metaverse learning experience. And number 4, build human capabilities in interpersonal or difficult situations. This is my favorite one. Training staff for soft skills such as communication, leadership, listening, and empathy is hard to achieve and also measure. The metaverse facilitates by immersing learners in real-world conflicts and allows them to practice their soft skills in a safe environment, for example, having sensitive or difficult conversations with employees or customers. For Verizon staff, safety training scenarios concerning robberies can create a sense of danger or overwhelm. By using VR, Verizon helped over 22,000 associates across 1,600 stores train for this complex scenario. The company reported that 97% of those trained said that they felt prepared when put in such dangerous situations. Okay, interessante. Number 5, improve accessibility for people with disabilities. The metaverse holds promise to improve education and social access for people with disabilities. Excellent. For example, an immersive environment offers young adults with special needs, autism, and social interaction issues the ability to improve their interpersonal and job skills, such as visiting a mall or grocery, shelving products at a store, or loading goods in a truck. Wow. Through VR apps, they can practice skills and interact with others in a safe environment without feeling overwhelmed or anxious. See, that's cool. That's why I do believe there's going to be a Nobel Peace Prize winner within the metaverse. They're going to be able to create and help somebody do something significant. VR can also help those with mobility or anxiety issues to improve their quality of life. For instance, the Starlight Charity issue uses VR technology to give pediatric patients the chance to escape the walls of their hospital room and be transported into another world. Through VR goggles, their experience playing soccer, hanging out with friends, or visiting faraway places. What a trip. Number 6, and lastly, increased data capture on learning performance. Now, data capture is a whole other concept, but learning more about how kids learn is important. Please, if you are watching live, don't be afraid to join me here and ask me a question. If you have an opinion, you have something to say about education in the metaverse, please let me know. I'm going to get personal. You know what? I'm going to take the gloves off. I'm tired of this nonsense. I personally have an issue with the current education system. Right now, they just want your kids to show up and then someone gets paid. And there is no filter, there is no regulation on what or is being taught or even how effective it is or long-term effects of what happens into the community, okay? And so I miss the old days where we can just focus on math, science, English, and history. Now, something's funny. All of a sudden we're not teaching history anymore. Why? All of a sudden we're twisting math around with Common Core. Why? Funny things are happening. Okay, so like I mentioned before earlier on this podcast, that I've had a conversation with some of my buddies where we believe now that it's now probably better and safer to homeschool our children. Now let's be honest about this. Why? Number 1, we can talk about school shootings. Number 2, we can talk about abuse. Number 3, we can talk about bullying. Number 4, we can talk about the state curriculum and how they're not really providing a huge standard for our kids. Okay, and so number 1 example, Common Core math. Okay, this was no need for it. Whoever's behind it's an idiot. Okay, seriously though. And so I have a stepson who's 25 now. He is a generation where they poured Common Core math onto him, and even he agrees it was a waste of time because he was originally taught with the original rules of arithmetic. When he was poured on Common Core to him, he couldn't even understand it. He was smart enough to know that it was dumb. Okay, so excuse me for getting excited, but like I said, please, if you're here, if you're watching live, please join me. We're talking about education in the metaverse and what that may mean for our kids. For instance, I don't want to be fearful anymore and dropping off my son at school, and who knows what's going to happen. To tell you the truth, if I could be more effective and keep him home and still have effective learning and still have social outlets, still having I'm okay for it because at least I can monitor the teachers, at least I can see what's happening, at least I can also engage with him, and so like I said, please like, comment, and share below what you think it means to have this tool uh, for our kids, for people with challenges with education. Be here every Monday at 6 p.m., however long we need to be here to cover our topic. And hopefully here in the future, more people are going to interact, ask a question, and let me know what you think about what's happening in the metaverse. Education is just a pillar here. Okay, we're going to go over obviously education and job training. We're going to go over healthcare. As they saw that article, used healthcare as a big time example of how they're using these tools. Okay, so we're going to continue to present that here on my channel. Obviously, um, what's going to be new is AI, artificial intelligence. You're seeing it everywhere. All of a sudden, it's everywhere. Chat GBT, and how all the kids are going to cheat now using Chat GBT, and everyone's going to cheat now using artificial intelligence. Well, guess what? It's going to be the new world. So it's part of the metaverse, okay? Blockchain. We're going over AI, we're going over blockchain, we're going to be going over tokenomics, and we're going to be learning as we go. I'm not an expert here, but we're just learning in. Now, all of this together, interoperability, AI, blockchain, all this nonsense is the metaverse, guys. So it's happening. It's not just a virtual reality experience. It is full-on interoperability and data ownership. We're going to do a video on a company here soon. We're going to get back to covering the Meta portfolio, all the companies that we've already added to the Meta portfolio, all these crypto companies, NFTs, and stock companies. We're going to get back to updating the Meta portfolio. We have a couple more companies to add to that portfolio. The more we hear about it, the more research we're going to add to it. But then we're going to continue to cover the advancements in every sector, okay? Education, healthcare, blockchain gaming, artificial intelligence. Okay, it's happening. Okay, excuse me. All right, all right, all right. Well, please join me here. Don't forget, you can come blast me here. All shades welcome, but no shade allowed. There's no judgment here. If you have a question, please let me know. Let's have a conversation about the education or the metaverse in education, or vice versa, education in the metaverse, whatever you think it may be. Join me here. We're going to be here every week, every Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Okay, going over a new topic and exploring, going down that rabbit hole every week. So until next week, peace be the journey and one love.